Okay. Hello everybody. So I have been watching loads of the 18 things I've learned in 2018 and I thought that I'd do my own version. So, I'm out of breath. Notes, 18 things. Number 1. There will always be highs and lows. I started off the year in a really good position and I decided to make a big bold choice. It was hard, like harder than I've ever worked, I would say. Well, I know. In the last kind of 7-8 months of 2018, and it was hard and there were lots of kind of stresses and it didn't necessarily make me the happiest person. However, you can't have the highs without the lows, otherwise you wouldn't know the highs. So that's number 1. Number 2, your character is not a consistent thing. It is forever changing and adapting. Kind of tied into number 1 really, the fact that I've learned so much and changed so much as a person over the last couple of months, and I think only in the very end part of the year realised that I don't have to be one thing. In fact, no one is ever just one thing, and it's really good to be able to change and constantly grow as a person. Things might not always you might not always be how you want to be in terms of your character, but you can grow and develop and learn from the mistakes that you make as that person in that situation at that time. Number 3. So number 3 is sometimes you're not brave enough to do the things you should just yet. That's okay. Everyone always says that growth comes from breaking your boundaries and being brave and doing the things that you fear. However, sometimes you're just not brave enough to do them at that point, and that's okay. You don't have to be, because like number 2, you're forever changing and growing. 4. A red lip or a dark lip always makes your smile look better. Everyone likes having nice white teeth. It's okay to slip into old habits as long as you learn that it's no longer where you want to be and can pick yourself up from that. It's really easy to just fall back into patterns of behaviour that you're used to doing and that feel comfortable and you know aren't very good for you, but you can just lean on them for a little bit and then hop back on the, okay, let's sort myself out, let's get back on track, let's do what we want to do. The fact that you know that it's a bad habit, or you know that it's not something that you want to be doing for the rest of your life, is great. Continue on that path, don't beat yourself up about it, acknowledge it, move on. This one I have struggled with over the last year, I think, a little bit more so. You don't have to have a million friends. Sometimes just one person or a few people that mean a lot to you and are really, really true friends are way more important than having 2,000 friends on Facebook or 1,000 people following you. This is kind of a sad one. Family won't always be there, so make time. One of my resolutions from last year was to speak to family more, because my granddad passed away towards the end of last year, as in not this year, just gone, like 2017. And I didn't do that as much as I wanted to. However, I did see and speak to grandparents more, and knowing that the forging a friendship with your grandparents and spending time with them and going out on little dates with your grandparents is really nice, and going around to their house and seeing them and spending time with them is really important. I've got a real bad itch here. I don't want it to turn red. People who appear scary and unapproachable are often in need of a friendly hello. So this was kind of, I was pottering about, not really thinking that this person was interested in talking to me, and was a little bit intimidated by them. And then when I had a conversation with them and broke down that barrier, it turned out that they were just going through a really bad time in their life, and I obviously didn't know that, and it was nice to have that conversation and to know that actually everyone is in their own reality. People have their own little bubbles going on in their own heads, and just because you are reading it in a certain way doesn't mean that that's their reality. Number 9, sometimes you just can't be bothered, and that is okay as long as you don't make it a regular thing. Sometimes not being bothered makes some good come out of it. It makes you realise that this is how you want things to be, or makes other people realise that, oh god, actually this is what they do to help this in the grand scheme of things. It's okay to take a little bit of time and be like, do you know what, I'm not doing that today. But sometimes, crack on, get your whip on and just get it done. You have to work out the balance. It's tricky. Number 10, money is important, so don't be afraid to say you want it and work hard for it. I started talking more freely about money at the beginning of last year. It is such a taboo subject. So many people do not want to talk about money. I think it's really important to talk about it. I think it's really important to say that you're working towards it, because at the end of the day you need a certain amount of money in your life to be able to live a life that you want. That is different for every person, no doubt about that. However, if you don't talk to other people about it, you won't understand where you can aspire to be. Number 11, it's not the goal you're chasing, it's the feeling it brings. So I started the year, I qualified as a personal trainer, and although I love fitness and I love exercise and I love going to the gym, I've realised that the actual teaching someone exercises is not the part that I enjoy. It's the feeling of someone succeeding and feel confident within themselves. So I changed my name from Lydia Clare Fitness to Lydia Clare Coaching to reflect the idea that actually what I want to help people with is building self-esteem, whether that is through building a workout schedule or advising them on different aspects to health and wellness that they can use, or whether that's having a conversation with someone once a week, twice a week, and saying, okay, these are the action plans that you can put in place to build on your self-worth and your confidence initially, and then you can think about diving into exercise and that kind of stuff afterwards. So yeah, it's not the goal you're chasing, it's the feeling you think it will bring. I thought that personal training was going to be absolutely whoop-de-woo. I was going to be able to have those conversations with people left, right and centre. However, some people don't want that. They want to come in for their exercises and they want to go home. That's fine. You do you, boo. Great. I want to help you on a deeper level though, and that's where I want to take my business. Social media is making you unhappy. Take a break. You're more creative when you enjoy something. So definitely had a bit of a hate relationship with Instagram in the last couple of months. I was forcing myself to put stuff out, and then I realised, you know what I'm putting out is utter rubbish. I'm not helping people, I'm not helping myself, most importantly, and I don't need to be doing it. I'm not earning money from this. Yes, I've got clients through Instagram, however, it is not the be all and end all. There are other strategies I can use. So I removed myself, and you know what? It's been great. I've still digested it myself. I've still looked at Instagram on various occasions. However, I have focused more so on the motivational, well-being, that kind of aspect of things, rather than watching people in bikinis prance around. Be proud of who you are, what you stand for, what you're working for, what you thought was right, and the changes to your thoughts. Be proud of every single aspect of yourself. I am so bad at saying I'm proud of myself. So important for me to acknowledge that I've actually done well, and to say, yeah, do you know what, you deserve a pat on the back, because then it feeds into this positive mental attitude that I so badly want everyone to experience, because it's just the best feeling in the world when you feel good about yourself and you know that what you're doing is the right thing for you, even if it's not working towards what everyone else says you should be working towards. It's okay to change your mind. That's number 14. Hi, I'm sure you have got the gist so far that at the beginning of the year, we were personal trainer. End of the year, we're not really sure. I would call myself a wellness coach. We'll go with that. Wellness coach, yeah. You want the feeling, you want to be able to help people, or you want to be able to build something. The job title doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're going to end up doing. You are under no obligation to anybody to stay doing the same thing. You are under no obligation to anybody to be thinking the same thoughts. You can change your mind on things. It really doesn't matter. As long as you believe it for the right reasons, then that's more than adequate. Change will happen, but never overnight. Don't forget to keep track of the progress you make in yourself, your surroundings, your finances, because what may feel like the norm now, if you look back to 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago, you actually realise you're in a completely different position. The point I'm trying to make is that it's really hard to see change in yourself because you see yourself every day and you're constantly criticising yourself or looking at yourself in a particular way. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, think about where you were then, where you are now, what changes have you made, what things have you done that have helped you work towards those changes, what things have you done that have hindered you working towards those changes. But always keep track, keep a diary, keep notes on your phone, keep a journal, keep a, I don't know, a toilet roll close so you can write on it. And following on from that, constantly aim for improvement. It's no good getting stagnant. It's no good thinking that, okay, I'm here now. I know that sometimes I can get somewhere and think, okay, done that now, move on to the next thing. Whereas actually you want to constantly try and improve yourself. If you're at the gym, try and improve by 1 rep or 1 kilo. If you're writing a story, try and add another page. If you're writing a poem, add another line or make it flow a little better, or use a different word that you've never used before. It's that constant like striving for more, not applying the pressure to yourself in a way that's negative, but just constantly looking to gain knowledge and enjoying the process of it. 17, scary things aren't often as scary as you make them in your head. Oh, I am so bad at doing this. Let's be real. What's gonna happen? The worst is always gonna happen in your head. Think about the best thing that's happening right now. So if you're driving down the road and you're thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna crash a car, think, do you know what? I'm driving the car really well right now. I am so good at not crashing this car. This car is just gliding along the road. Or if you're in an exam, think, oh great, I am doing so well. I am writing this absolutely perfectly. I'm not sure what's going on, but I know that I'm doing everything in my power to do this as great as I possibly can. I have learned to stop catastrophizing things in my head, to kind of focus on the positives rather than the negatives, and it's a work in progress. It's not something that happens naturally at the minute. However, we're working on it, and it's something that I've learned in 2018. And finally, have a diary and write everything down. Everything. Even if you don't think that you're going to attend it. So I have actually been the most organised that I've ever been this year, I would say. I'm sure many people differ, i.e. Simon, my partner. However, I don't care. I got Google Calendars at the beginning of the year and I literally wrote every single appointment that I had in there. I wrote meetings. I don't have meetings. Appointments. I wrote appointments down. So I wrote appointments, social events, parties, birthdays, everything went into the diary, and it was just helpful to see what was going on so I could work around different things. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? That's what's diary for. But it really helped me. So yeah, write everything down. Literally, that is the best thing I've learned. That is all. They are my they are my 18 things I've learned in 2018. It has been a good year. I wouldn't say it's been my best year. I've enjoyed most of it. There's been some lows, there's been some highs, and I hope you have all had a lovely 2018. It is now 2019. My camera just turned off. We'll be talking about how to get organised in 2019 for my next video. So please like and subscribe, and I shall see you on Sunday. Bye.